Hi, my name is Bob Hahn. I'm with Hahn, Houle, Lukey Chartered Accountants, abbreviated HLH Chartered Accountants, and we're located downtown Edmonton. Our firm is truly about understanding disruption and understanding in the accounting field, disruption is going to be a massive game changer coming forward. In the next 3 to 5 years, I truly believe what we're going to deliver to our clients is going to be very different than what the traditional CA firm does. And I see that as just hugely exciting and something that we're poised and ready to go for. Well, we use technology on a daily basis every single minute in the office. Some of our students obviously are using a lot of software to deal with client data. We download a lot of information, and we have software that we use to create financial statements. One of the things, though, that I think is going to change coming forward here very, very soon is that much of the planning pieces, let's say the traditional method of doing our work, we consider things given our history and all the courses we go to. We do that ourselves. I believe that there's going to be apps that are going to take over and do a lot of this work, maybe consider 20 different factors for our clients rather than just the 2 or 3 or 4. But it's going to be disruptive, and I plan to be that disruptor. Primarily, our planning scheduling is all in Microsoft Office,
Yep.
the suite. We use tax prep and some other accounting type software pieces, but we look for apps that help us do our job. So very traditional accounting pieces at this point.
Yeah.
I think going forward, all of this downloading of data right from the banking systems and populating general ledgers directly, like QuickBooks Online, I believe that that's just the way of the future. That's maybe just one product. There's probably going to be 2 or 3 out there shortly that will do all of that. And at the same time, it's going to talk to tax software directly. And a lot of the things, that's the disruption piece I think is going to hit our industry. It's going to hit fast, and it's going to talk directly. It's going to be smart. It'll learn from where all the things were posted. These electronic posting mechanisms are going to be much more accurate than what we did previously as hands-on bookkeeping pieces. It'll all be done. And so a lot of that work is going to become much more efficient in terms of how much time it's going to take to get it done. So, but we need to be on the other side. So what are we going to provide to our clients to give more value? And from our point of view, we're all about finding the waste in your business. So Toyota's been after eliminating the 8 wastes. They're the standard 8 wastes that they're called the 8 deadly wastes. We run seminars on this to help you as a business identify those wastes in your business. And rather than having that hidden waste in your business, you're going to try to shrink that waste box, if you like, and replace it by either profit or being able to compete with the marketplace such that you can drop your selling price. So your standard costs, those costs that customers are willing to pay for, those are value-added costs. You're going to hang on to those, but all those non-value-added expenses and anything you do that's non-value-added to your customer, you're going to try to eliminate that stuff. So in the future, as we see it, our firm, we want to help you eliminate waste in your business, and we're doing that in our office right now. We've been down this track for about 3 years in terms of things like a morning meeting where we talk about something that bugs us every single day, thinking about processes that we can change every single day. So if there was something that we decided to change yesterday at the meeting at 9:15, it's a stand-up meeting, we decided to change it yesterday. And if it didn't work, 24 hours later, we talk about it again and we make a change that fast and we talk about it again tomorrow morning. So the change in our office happens very, very quickly. And it's all about eliminating these 8 wastes in our business. So I want to take that same content to our clients to say, okay, all of that historical accounting piece, that's kind of interesting, but yes, and some tax planning pieces, that's the traditional accounting route. But you know what's really important is that we can help you plan and grow your business and stay profitable going forward. We actually went backwards from technology. So we had an Excel spreadsheet and we tracked all the jobs in our office, for example. And we had this spreadsheet, we had everybody fill out the components of the spreadsheet, and it took, let's say, a half an hour a week for people to fill us out every Monday morning, and then would go to Kelly, and Kelly would do this master spreadsheet. It was just it's just a giant waste of time. So by noon, I get this master spreadsheet, and then you know what? It was already out of date. It was crazy the amount of time and effort we put into this thing. So we went backwards, buddy. We looked at software apps, and you know, there are $10,000 solutions and all that kind of stuff, and we went strictly with whiteboards. And in the lunchroom, if you came to the office, we have a very visual system. Post-it notes, which cost not a whole lot. A little post-it note, my color is blue, so you can track every one of Bob's jobs across the whiteboard. Everybody walks by the whiteboard probably 10 times a day, and we know exactly where all the jobs are, and it's virtual. And so it's constantly up to date. So I don't know. Sometimes technology is pretty cool, but in other times when you have a visual system, and this one just works like a dam, it is fantastic. Well, in terms of the 8 Ways, our next big deal on this is that we felt we had a lot of traction in the first 12 months in terms of understanding the 8 Ways and where this is going. I've now been thinking a lot about culture and how do you keep the lean culture or that process improvement culture happening every single day in your office. And so we've, with the help of some research people from the university, we've now developed a separate course on lean culture. And we talk about things like what is the sense of urgency and how do you communicate this and how do you create that vision of what you want your office to be? What does that lean office look like or that lean organization look for? So not only are we going to talk about these 8 Ways, but we're going to help our clients understand how to build that culture and how do they move themselves forward and keep this initiative going. You know, Toyota has been doing this for 65 years, and they said that after 40 years, they felt that they had kind of built a culture. So we're in catch-up mode here. We need to get going on this quickly, and so there's a lot that we can learn, and this is all just truly exciting stuff, and we want our customers, our clients to understand this.